Greetings, Hotep, Namaste, Alafia. I am Ialosha Oshun Itanna Sanami. I come to you as healer, priestess, international performing artist, mother, wife, teacher, student, and daughter, sister, many things, and whatever the Creator calls me to be, whatever mother guides me to be, I humble myself to that. Servant, most of all, um, to our planet and to the universe and to our people that need healing. So many of us are going through so many different types of transformations in our lives. And because we're coming into the equinox and um, the change of seasons in the environment, in nature, um, in the water, in the atmosphere, in the stratosphere, with the stars, moon, sun, galaxies, everything is changing. And it's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful time. And this is also a time of changing from the inside. Many changes are happening on the inside of us during this time. And one of the things that I hold dear is I, I am a part of two beautiful Ilays and um, Chief Ianifa Oshun Monife Moremi, Chief Ianifa Oshun Monife Balewa. Um, she is my godmother who crowned me Oshun. Um, we have various fasts that we do throughout the year. And so it's an exciting time because it gives us time to purge and transform and renew our way of being, renew our way of thinking, renew our way of understanding, overstanding, and understanding. But just to renew a newness in our spirit, recharge ourselves spiritually, most of all, but also in a very sound way because um, not only do you get transformation and clearing and purging um, and attunement in the physical body, but also in your natural abilities. So your finances, you may want to purge your home or purge your car or do something different in this season. Add something to your focus. So I give thanks and praise to my godmother. I give thanks and praise to my godfather, Oba Atayeshe Oduno Golano. I give thanks and praise. Majuba to my Egun, uh, Annie Ruth and Jack Ingram, Ibai Ibai, and to all of those before them, to my mother, Joanne Ingram Brown, to my father, Charles Wright Bishop Edwards, who raised me, who poured into me, who strengthened me, protected me, provided for us all. Um, he and my mother were are two pillars of strength still today, even to my children and many other children and others' children's. They continue to pour into them. So I am very, very grateful for so many of my teachers and those that I came here through and with. And so I give thanks and praise. Um, and if you get the book, you'll see all of my many teachers that I've had over the years. I have sat as a student and continue to sit as a student to many, many teachers from around the world. I have been blessed to travel to at least 4 continents. I think there's five or six. Um, and so I've been blessed to be able to do that as a performer, as an artist, and as a student and as a teacher. And I'm blessed to be able to, um, from being growing up in the church, in the house from my grandmother, to her being out in the street evangelizing, to the actual church and being ordained, then going through the studies of Kemet through Queen Afua and Baba Huru and Abu Shashatmas and Lalea Africa, so many other people, Dr. Valentine, so many people I have had the privilege and the honor to sit before and hear and be poured into for years. And Master Shah from China has been a great teacher since 2007. And so when you get the book, you'll see Up from the Mud, The Rebirthing of the Lotus is my new book. And this book talks about the power of gaining the strength and the tools of transformation to heal and to be restored. So today, get the book on Amazon. You can get it on Amazon, or you can contact me and I can have the book delivered to you signed. And it's a tool guide that you can use to help with your empowering modalities to transform your life, mind, body, soul, and spirit. Because many times we need assistance, we need help, we need guidance, and there's so many ways to transform your life. There's so many ways to, but there are many times I've seen throughout my lifetime as a minister, as a healer, as a student of just life, as a dancer, as a singer, as a performer, as an actress, that without having the tools of wellness, without having those tools, it's very difficult to think differently, to operate in spirit differently, to sustain yourself. Um, it's very difficult to do that if the inside is not doing anything different. Um, you can't do much different. You can't do much differently than you have done before if the inside is not renewed. We did a lot of fasting and praying, which was awesome. But the thing is, when you go back to something that continues to drag you down and make you sluggish, or make you have headaches or sinus issues or cramping or arthritis or pain or whatever, that's the body being dragged back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And so there is no real change. There's no real transformation. And I remember asking the question some time ago, can one be spiritual and not practice holistic a lifestyle? Can we do that and find ourselves thinking different thoughts when things happen? Because life happens, things happen. When life happens, how do we respond to a thing versus react to it? Because our emotions are all jarred up, or we're just not feeling the best, or don't have the energy that we once had, or we're not physically able to go about our day, or we just have these different time schedules that take us on ebbs and flows. So mood swings, and we all go through it. So this is why we encourage um, this practice to be a practice, to be a change in our life, and not temporary, not something that's temporal, but something that is long term, something that is sustaining, something that is new, renewed, totally renewed. because if the mind is renewed, then so is the entire body. Um, so is the heart, the mind, the soul. Every part of you becomes transformed. So, so I wanted to just hit on that just for a moment to help those who are going through the um, the change of seasons and are thinking about doing something that's going to help with the change of seasons, because we are 75% water and 25% blood, or something 1 or 2 points off of that, but we are that. We are, you know, we are the exact same as the planet. The planet is 75% water and 25% land. And actually, it's less than that. I think it's like 10% land. So we are what we're made of. We are a part of this beautiful energy of life. We are that. And so once we really begin to understand who we are, as well as whom's we are, it'll help us to operate in tune with nature, in tune with Mother Earth. Because just like the rotation of the Earth's orbits, we're like that thump, that, it's that pulsating vibration that happens every time the rotation happens. It's the same rhythm and timing as our heartbeat. So when we begin to overstand and understand that concept, then it will help us to flow better with time. It help us to flow better with time. People ask a lot of questions I've seen lately about people who are older and what makes them last so long. I think that one of the things that helps them to have longevity is not only their ability to make themselves happy. They don't depend on other people to make themselves happy, but they find their own contentment and peace from within. But there's a consistency that they have learned to maintain throughout their life. And they have not broken that consistency. And many of them are nature people. They may do a lot of planting, they may do a lot of gardening, or you know, um, working in the yard. Something they may do. They may walk outside a lot, or go to the water. There are things that they do, I guarantee, that helps them stay in tune with nature. But the most important part, I think, I believe, is their ability to be consistent. And that, so that there is something that they have found that has been in tune, has kept them in tune with Mother Nature. Okay. And so when we talk about sustainability and longevity, we should think about those things. Um, and so yes, so this is just a little short clip about um, using our thoughts to change our legacy. Our thoughts transform our legacy. Our thoughts transform our legacy. What is your legacy? Your legacy is something that you leave behind so people will remember you by, but more importantly, your children, or the children in the community, or the people in the community will hold dear, so that your name, when it's resound, when it's spoken through their ashe, their words that give power to them saying your name over and over and over again, will allow for you to continue to live on through the spirit. And so your legacy is something that never dies. There is a scripture somewhere that says that your name is better than riches. So if you have a good name is better than riches. So if you have a good name, you can be a billionaire, But as we know, billionaires can destroy not only their name and their reputation, but their very existence can cause people to, never want to even think about them again. So our words have to should be changed or should be transformed to transform our legacy. So what are our thoughts about ourselves? What are the thoughts about who we are? Why are we here? Do you know that you have a divine purpose? And in your divine purpose, your children should look to you and say, that's my mother. She's my queen. She's my everything. She's my teacher, my nurturer. But oh, that is my father. That is my Baba. He is strong, or he's resilient. He's committed. He may not have much, but guess what? He's present. He listens. He may not, be able to be here for me for whatever reason, but when he shows up, I know that he's there. I know that there is connection. You know, uh, there's a feeling that you get when you leave someone's presence, to know that uh, they have left something behind that words can't even describe. So, what we say about ourselves, what we say about others, what we say about um, the things that we have experienced with others, what will say everything, sometimes without saying nothing at all. I can remember so many stories about growing up with my grandmother and growing up with my mom and how she raised us. And she was a single mom, but she had my stepfather who was right there with her. He never lived with us, but he always provided for us. Like he raised, like he helped to birth us himself. And we never wanted for anything. And not that we had everything, but even times when we may have not had enough, we never knew. We never knew. And my mother was always so resilient, always just, I mean, the Rock of Gibraltar. That's my mother. And I look up to her even today for her ability to sustain. She has suffered and survived brain tumors, brain aneurysms, and she continues on. She continues on. You that to me is enough if she doesn't do anything else. Just to watch someone uh who's when the doctor says, hey, this is it, there's nothing else we can do for you, but you sit with your head up high, held high and proud, and you know and she said to them, you do what you have to do, and my God will do what he needs to do. And watching that, being a mother at a very early age, and seeing her, seeing being, in her presence while she went through such turmoil, but I never saw her shed a tear. And I'm sure she probably did in her own space, but she kept her posture, she kept her faith. And although I have been in spiritual spaces all of my life between her and my grandmother, I had never seen anything so powerful. And so that alone is, the legacy, even though she's done so many other things. My grandmother, who was the pillar of the community, um, when she passed, there was so many people that came out and spoke that we didn't even know who they were. And there were so many flowers that were given, that she had, one hearse that carried her flowers and the other hearse that carried her body. And it was just so overwhelming, the love, the spoken word about the things that she had done in secret, and things that she had given. And this was a woman who, very God fearing. Church would happen, at a drop of a dime in her home, but she never turned away a soul. Um, and they were always welcome in her home. They were always welcome in the neighborhood. She was a fighter and she was a lover, and she did both very strongly, very passionate about people and about right living, and she wasn't perfect and she didn't portray that, yet she was known for her care and service of others, no matter who they were, no matter where they came from, no matter their background. And so, changing and transforming your thoughts about leaving a legacy. What is it that you want for people to remember you by? Who is it that you want? Um, who do you want to remember you? And even if people don't know you, how beautiful is that for someone to speak your name or share a story or a testament about you when you're long gone. So, this is just a snippet of a thought that I wanted to share because I think it is very important, um, because it is the strength of our ancestors that keep us alive, that keep us moving forward, that keep us strong when we want to be weak and give up, uh, that empowers us when we don't have any clarity about how to move forward, because the things that they went through, I'm not sure if we could handle it today. I know we would be handle it in a different way, but I don't know if that would be more destructive or more just building of us as a people, because we still have that um, challenge that we need to deal with. We need to first deal with our internal beings to be able to galvanize and cultivate and come together and unify in spite of who we are and where we come from and what we believe. And we're so caught up in so many different things that it continues to keep those walls up. And so I think that just understanding the legacies of the past and being clear and assured about leaving our own legacy is one of the most important things we can do, not just for us, because we'll be gone, but for our children, for their children, and for children's children. And it helps us to rethink the thought about integrity and good character, iwa pele, good character. Because out of everything else, if you have good character, iwa pele, then integrity, righteousness, right standing, holiness, whatever is necessary and needed for right alignment, mind, body, soul, and spirit, it'll all come together and balance itself. Ashe. So until next time, remember, this is the change of season that's coming up this weekend. We want to get started on cleaning out, our refrigerators, our closets, our cars, vacuuming, putting out the ammonia and the bleach, but be careful with all that stuff. But so you want to be able to renew and clear the air and do things that's going to give you a new direction. You may want to add some things to your your divine purpose in this season and recheck some things that need to be checked on so that you can rethink the path and the direction that you're going into for this upcoming new year. Okay, so until next time, I am Ielosha Oshun Itanna Sonami. I bring you peace, love, and blessings. Namaste. Odabo. Peace.